Good evening. In this here Halloween week, let me take you on a journey. Let me tell you a tale about the devil himself.
Many moons ago, mortals rose up against me and chased me down. They were led by demon hunters, wretched beings incapable of seeing the beauty of a corrupted world. My creatures and demons gave everything they had in the fight, but it was not enough. I was forced to leave the world of the living. Weakened, I returned to hell to survive. For years I consumed fresh souls to regain my power, but their numbers are fast diminishing. I cannot wait anymore. I must reclaim my rightful place. It is time to gather my forces once more. Those who signed a pact with me will do as I order. They will spread terror and corruption in my name. The time has come for my revenge.
And here we are in the Devil's Lair, starting our first campaign in his name, aptly named the Claw of Geryon.
The Claw of Geryon, cut from the creature of the same name, drives out all inspiration from anyone who enters into contact with it. It is thus an object that humans consider to be cursed, and they do not keep it for long. Finding it will not be easy. My informers on Earth heard talk of a poet lacking inspiration who had received a visit from the Sanctua Lumen. My disciples will begin there.
I will explain everything while playing. The Sanctua Lumen is a religion that is built solely to prevent the devil from coming back, and also to deceive the humans and use them for their own agenda. Now, I skipped the tutorial because I have already seen and played it, so I will explain this game while playing it. First, we do have different paths, different happenings. A book chapter, these book chapters are always unavoidable. We have combat, we have events, we have sacrificial altars, we have Styx fountains, we have the Grim Reaper, and elite combats. Now we shall start with a book chapter to tell us where we need to go.
My disciples go to the home of a poet suffering from creative impotence. Apparently, this insignificant individual had received a visit from the Sanctua Lumen, an occurrence that immediately aroused our interest. Hoping to find here the point of departure in their quest for the Claw of Geryon, they enter the rundown hut and find a young man ferociously tearing up pages covered in crossings out. He unquestionably bears the mark of Geryon. He tells us how men of the Sanctua Lumen suddenly burst in, took the claw, and immediately left for the town of Pere. That is where my disciples will go.
And with this we have our first target, the town of Pere.
The nightmare is only beginning.
These are terror effects. They are good for us, bad for the people. They will happen in one night, so in the next area. Either we will consume no devil power the first time we use it. We may receive 60 souls, or we may receive 60 souls. Now, I will go for the devil's power, just to show you what that entails. Because the devil does not play by the rules. We shall go into the noisy tavern, and we can choose. Do we want a frontal attack? This will give us a single combat. If there was a 2, that would mean 2 waves of enemies, and so on. We can set up an ambush that will grant us 1 skill afterwards, or we attack discreetly, which will give us 31 souls. Now I will go for the souls, and I will explain why in due time.
You called me 3 times.
Now the combat system is easy to explain. Like everyone, we can destroy our enemy in body or in soul. Bring their HP to 0 and then attack 1 more time and they die. Bring their soul points to 0 and attack 1 more time, they will flee, they will crumble. Alright, before I do anything, let me show you the devil mode.
It's high time I interfered.
The medium has the Aegis, reduces the loss of HP by 6, which means whatever attack we do, we deal 6 less. The medium is a pain. Let me say it like that. She is a pain. So what the devil can do is just
The only limit to my power.
get rid of all her health. All we need to do is attack her 1 more time. And we will do so... We will do so with the Headless Horseman. Gonna use Slash, which costs, if you take a look at the upper right corner of the explanation, it costs us 2 action points. And with this, the medium is down. Now, we could do the same thing for the privateer, but this time it would cost us 5 diabolic essence, and we do not really need to do that, because we are 3-1, or 3-on-1, so we will just go for the attack. Can deal 2 times 3 to 5, which would be 6 to 10, or just go for 7 to 12, like so. And the count will go for a bleeding heart, which just deals a little bit of damage, but it is our cheapest attack. We'll end this turn and we see they will not do damage to us. Now in the next turn, they will attack us with 3 times 3, and they will attack the Headless Horseman. But we don't plan on leaving her alive that long. And with a swift Fury Fang, this privateer will also be gone.
Chance. Finally, fresh souls.
And with this we gain 31 more souls. We are now at 71, which is the currency that the Grim Reaper uses.
That putrid smell. That deathly silence. I feel right at home.
We will go for attack discreetly. We want more skills. But it's 1 skill against 62 souls. That almost doubles our soul counter. So we will go for that. Fresh souls are always good. Now, what we want is to provoke. Gotta go with En Garde. That's provocation, which means they have to attack the Headless Horseman. And also Shell, which reduces the damage suffered by 4. What we also are able to do is use Bloody Mary for a Twist of Fate on the strongest one, which just reduces their damage even further. And for the next turn, we will go for Vampirism on the Headless Horseman. Vampirism gives us Bloodlust, I mean. It gives us 2 vampirisms, which means every time we deal physical damage, we regenerate 3 to 5 HP. And sharpening, which increases our damage by 4 HP. Now, the 2 vampirism and 2 sharpening just mean that it stays for 2 turns. We end our turn. Let the headless horseman get damaged, but we're still in decent shape. Now though, they actually seem to do some damage. We will go for Devouring Charge, which steals HP, because it steals HP, which means we gain it back, and also due to Vampirism, we also gain more health. Who is the lowest here? Or who's the one with the highest damage? 14, 16, 18. Let's go for this one. We are at full health. We're gonna slash her. Bleeding will deal damage after she used a skill, so if we let her live like this, she will attack first before she dies. So we'll let the Count take her out. Bloody Mary can't really do anything here.
I'm listening, Master.
No one can really do anything, so we'll end this turn. Take damage.
I'll do likewise.
But it doesn't really matter. After each fight, we gain all of our health back. Now, we have used each ability once, and as soon as they are used, they are depleted. Everyone has an ability to recharge their skills, but the Count has the most interesting one, because he can give everyone all of their skills back. Now we will go for the Privateer. Can we do 11 more damage? I doubt it. But we can just attack, no problem. Now I will end this, although we are looking a little bit pale on the health side, because this one will attack the Count, as we know, and the other one just plans to weaken him somehow. So the others are safe. Now, what do we do? I think what we want to do is put Vampirism on Bloody Mary and let her deal with this Privateer.
What dirt tastes like. Oh, you're going to love it. What game are we playing?
I did not think about the vulnerable state, where we'll have to attack her once more in order to kill her. We will take damage, but we survive. Vulnerable, but we survive. And in this turn we're gonna take out the Privateer. Okay, let me see, let me think. I think
What game are
we're
we
gonna go for the easy way out.
If you want something done right,
Let's go
self.
for the devil mode.
My power is absolute.
We can get our diabolic assets back, but we don't want to lose any of our disciples. Because if Bloody Mary were to be attacked once more, she wouldn't die, but we would lose diabolic essence. And once the diabolic essence is at 0, we lose. And the devil gets sent back. And we don't want that. We don't want the devil back down there.
Nice.
And now, let's go to the Grim Reaper, an old friend.
You shall not leave until all the mortals in this region have bowed down before me.
In a secret meeting place, hidden from mortals, your disciples meet with the Grim Reaper. It's time to do some business.
A conductor of souls.
Now,
All those innocent souls I harvested will finally be of use.
let me explain. Up here we have relics. Relics give us a passive bonus that just stays for the entire run. And these skills are just more attacks. We can get the same skill up to 3 times, and when we get it a 3rd time, it will increase in rarity, giving us more damage or costing less. We can also leave one of our skills with the Grim Reaper, so that we cannot use it anymore until the next time we find him, and then we'll get it back, but with increased rarity. Well, let's take a look at the relics. Whenever you are about to suffer damage, expect it to deal the final blow to the devil. He becomes invulnerable until the start of the next turn. This effect can trigger 1 time. That is interesting, but we don't plan on letting it come that far. Battle plans. Elites and bosses have 20% less maximum HP and SP, and start each combat with 2 exhaustion. Reduces by half all the damage inflicted. That is strong. But this one is what I'm going to go for. The pocket mirror. When combat begins, Mary places the mirror on a random enemy. Now, by now, you don't know what the mirror does. I will show you in the next combat, because it is great fun. Do we go for an event? I think we do, in order to show you what an event is in this
Be
game.
on your guard, disciples. Even you are not impervious to the snares of this swamp.
Now, in this event, we need stealth and ruse. And if you take a look at our social stats, stealth, we got 2 + 1 and ruse 4. Stealth 3, ruse 4, stealth 6, ruse 1. And if they pass the test of this event, if I send Dracula, he will get stealth, scare, and physical damage. If I send the Headless Horseman, he will get scare and maximum health points. And Bloody Mary would get occultism and max health points and maximum spiritual points. We're gonna send Bloody Mary, although her ruse is bad, her stealth is incredible. And giving her more health is very useful, because she is frail. Your disciples have found the trail of a witch who's been working for the demon hunters. The trader is selling them information about other creatures of the night and undermining your plans. It's time to punish her. You must make an example of this witch to dissuade others from following in her footsteps. Bloody Mary will delight in exacting such a punishment. Now, we could execute the traitor and the handlers. We could discreetly assassinate the traitor, or we could trick the demon hunters into killing each other. This has a 40% chance of success, this one only 10%.
Let's get down
But once
to
again,
business.
we could make that easier. Now, 15 demonic essence sounds just bad.
I am irresistible.
10, we can go for that.
Absolute.
Hiding among the shadows, Bloody Mary sneaks in behind the demon hunters and slits the witch's throat. She falls silently to the ground. By the time the demon hunters realize their spy is dead, your disciples are already gone.
I am pleased with these offerings.
And with this, Bloody Mary can take one new ability. Or we take nothing and gain souls, but we want more abilities. Deadly Gash is a strong attack and applies bleeding, costs 2, but it has the Bloodthirsty trait, which means it can only target the adversary with the least HP. Shard of Psyche attacks their soul and applies clumsiness. Minus 10 HP inflicted by the skills of the adversary. That is interesting. I don't necessarily go for the souls, but we might go for this one. Or Eeny Meeny Miny Mo, which steals 8 to 12 HP and 8 to 12 SP, but it has conclusion, which means after we use this, our turn is over. I think we'll take it because it is strong. It is strong, it is useful.
It's for me.
And with that, Bloody Mary gets Obstinate, which gives her Occultism, maximum health points, and maximum spirit points. Now, Sacrificial Altar is interesting because we can destroy one of our skills in order to gain more skill slots. But that would lead us with one less skill, so we much rather go for the elite fight. It is harder than a regular fight,
Lie dead among the roots of these trees.
but
I quite like this place.
in case of emergency, we can still let the devil play his game. But first, we have an extra activity. We don't have to do this, but it is an event, and it can give us quite some more interesting stats. We need Occultism and Scare. 3 and 4 sounds good, 6 and 2 is decent, 6 and 4 is amazing. Stealth and physical damage, maximum health points, maximum spiritual points, or stealth and maximum health and spiritual points. We're gonna go for the Count,
Service,
to make him a bit beefier. On the road, a cry attracts your attention. It's a farmer who was scared by a threatening silhouette he saw in the field. You examine the silhouette more closely and discover that it's a scarecrow, and not a beast of hell. But maybe you can turn the situation to your advantage. It won't take long for the farmer to realize his mistake. Dracula has to act fast. Either bring the scarecrow to life or scare the farmer.
I don't like this situation.
15 is too much. 10 is still more than I would like, but let's go for it.
From the start.
Dracula lets out a horrendous wail capable of curdling the farmer's blood. The night sky outlines a silhouette that could be the scarecrow's twin. The stunned farmer is at your mercy. What do you do to him? Let him go so he can tell his tale, or devour his soul? Sounds tasty. Terror has broken the farmer's mind so completely that it puts up no resistance when you infiltrate his soul. You feast upon him with relish, savoring each regret, each embarrassment, each unspoken desire that you recover.
Now the mortals can do nothing to stop me.
We receive 15 diabolic essence, which means we gain more than we lost. Well, that's that. You inspire fear like a true officer. Good work.
knowledge is power.
Now, because of this reaction of the Headless Horseman, we gain another trait. Gain self-effacing, +1 stealth, +5 maximum spirit points,
But it'll do.
and also the Headless Horseman receives medium, temptation, spiritual damage, and max spiritual points.
Knowledge.
And because we managed to solve the event, he gets careful. So that one was very useful. I'll take a look at this elite combat.
I'm terribly sorry, but it seems your time has come.
Alright. The bounty hunter has the mirror. The mirror is the recharge ability of Mary. It would cost us 2 to put the mirror on someone and recharge our skill with it. But since we have the pocket mirror at the beginning of combat, someone gets the mirror on them. In this case, it's the bounty hunter. What the mirror does is no matter who we attack, the one with the mirror behind them will suffer the exact same attack. Which also means if we attack the bounty hunter, he will take twice the damage. So, we will go for Bloodlust on Bloody Mary. Make her stronger. 2 times 7 to 9, that's 14 to 18. And this would be 11 to 16. So, in either way, Mirror Blade is stronger. We can only attack the Diva with it, because it is bloodthirsty, meaning only the one with the least HP. But it will also hit the bounty hunter. And now we'll attack with Dracula. And next turn, the Diva will go down. There is a provocation on Bloody Mary, which means my enemies need to attack her. They have to. And that I really don't want. Now what happens if I play on guard and just... Now that is bad. I got denied using my on guard, so you could say I completely butchered this turn. But what I can do... Oh no, I have to attack the Diva.
Who should I kill?
Let me think. Yeah, wait. Shell reduces the damage suffered by 4, which also means if we attack with 2 times 2 to 3, the Diva will take no damage. But what if?
World in my image.
What if I were to do this? That would cost me 5.
The only limit to my
Let's do this. Bloody Mary will take only a small amount of damage. So what we can do now is get rid of the D. Why did that not kill? Transforms the HP losses suffered and inflicted into SP. Oh. I did not look at the abilities. That is bad. But Bloody Mary will not take too much damage with this. That is not the problem. Now what we can and will do is use rallying to get all of our skills back. Can someone attack twice? Yes, Bloody Mary can attack twice. Will that be enough? The answer is no. So what we will and have to do is attack first like this. Can this be enough? I don't think so.
Who should I kill? Let's get down to business.
I will have to cheat once more because otherwise
Imagination.
we are not able to destroy the Diva in this turn. Which means we will take more damage and also have more debuffs on ourselves, and she would have regenerated herself. We don't want that. Okay. this time they will attack with soul damage mostly. So what we're gonna do is play on guard to get the shell, to reduce the damage we're taking.
What game are we playing?
And this time, once again, we're gonna play Vampirism, no, Bloodlust, on Bloody Mary. And I once again miscounted. I miscalculated. I made a mistake. Well, whatever, we can still do this. Reduce her damage, reduce his damage, end our turn. Now our attacks are back. And with this, what was it, 14 to 18? We cannot attack him with that, because we have to attack the least damaged one. But he still takes the same amount of damage. Now, Bloody Mary would take 24 damage here. And I don't think we can do anything against that. If anyone with a 1 AP skill, yes, Gettle's Horseman. But we need more bitterness. Bitterness is accumulated each time we take damage.
If you want something done right, do it yourself.
How much would that cost? 3.
Dice were loaded from the start.
I hate using this much devil points. We will still get attacked, but afterwards the bleeding will kill this privateer. And afterwards, we'll only have the bounty hunter to deal with. Now, the bounty hunter will give himself a bonus. We don't want that, but we don't really have a choice to do anything else.
Game are we playing?
Let's see.
Who should I kill?
That takes 1. That takes 2. That takes 2. So I would say, let's go for it. Double the attack because of the mirror. Use a double attack on this part. And steal AP and SP. Dealing a ton of damage to the bounty hunter, who will go down next turn. Shell once again.
I shall reforge the world in my image. My power.
I don't want to deal with that. I want to get rid of this man. So everyone will get back their abilities.
Who should I kill?
What game are we playing?
Can we do it? No.
I want to die.
But we can reduce his damage significantly. And with this and the bleeding, he went down. I do not know
These relics.
how the bleeding killed him,
Conquest more bloody.
but I don't care.
Perfect.
At the beginning of each combat, earn +2 AP only for the first turn. That is useful. The holder's recharge skill can no longer recharge their skills, but they get 2 skills recharged at the beginning of each turn. Now, when it says the recharge skill can no longer recharge their skills, if it can no longer recharge the count skills, that's not a big deal, but if it doesn't recharge the other skills, then we don't want that. Or, when acquired, all your disciples earn +3 damage, but your max diabolic essence is set to 30. No thank you. We want the Conqueror Scepter, which means the first turn is our strongest each time. Now, any stone markers bearing the Sanctua Lumen symbol have been planted along the road.
No one stands against the Prince
In a few nights, there will be negative happenings for us. Either we will lose 50 souls or we will lose 50 souls. So we might want to go to this combat because there we won't lose anything. Now, I will end this episode, but first, let's go to Fallberg.
My disciples enter Pere. They approach the main square, from where they can hear loud voices. Residents are shouting a name, hope etched on their faces. Caleb, Caleb. The Sanctua Lumen is there, and among them a man holding the claw of Geryon in his bare hand. He raises the claw, and the townsfolk go silent. With a sweeping movement, he brings the artifact down upon his arm. No blood flows from the deep gash. A respectful murmur is heard. The wound closes. He speaks. Serve the Sanctua Lumen, and you will be rewarded. I immediately understand the true nature of this Caleb. He is an imitation human. I revealed to my disciples the existence of a puppeteer specialized in automaton who once made a pact with me. They will find him in the town of Capellion.
And with this, we know our next target.
Terra. Such sweet music to my ears.
The following effects will affect the zones situated in one night. After sacrificing his skill, you'll discover another with a higher rarity than the one sacrificed. Upon arrival in the zone, you will discover a trait for one of your disciples. And the same as the first one. That is all quite useful. But we shall leave that for tomorrow. I shall see you then, and I bid you farewell.